number 1. They were convinced that ASM 2 would be a huge hit, even though the movie ended up being a disappointment. Fact number 2. Even after the disappointment with the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, they were convinced all of the spin-offs would be huge hits for Marvel. Fact number 3. Positive suggestions were ignored with all of Kevin Feige's advice on ASM2's problems, despite Amy Pascal's obsession with imitating Feige. Fact number 4. There were possible ideas to do the most hated Spider-Man story series in Marvel history, the Clone Saga. Fact number 5. Marvel higher-ups thought DC characters are quote-unquote corny, and Sinister Six would be better than Suicide Squad. Fact number 6. Marvel officials had no idea what female character to use in future Amazing Spider-Man movies. Aunt May, Black Cat, and Silver Sable were considered. Fact number 7. Avi Arad's bizarre Venom obsession. He thought that apparently Disney Infinity having Venom is proof that a movie would be popular. He also wanted a Carnage movie. Fact number 8. Marvel never considered to use Miles Morales, possibly due to racial fallout that would naturally come about from not using Peter Parker. Fact number 9. GOG was considered in the Sinister Six. Fact number 10. People use Google and Wikipedia for quote-unquote research. Fact number 11. Andrew Garfield, the actor who played Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man series, had no idea what was really going on behind the scenes. With the failure of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, the proposed movies might be changed in part or full because of situations. But this is the original concept for future movies in relation from 2016 through 2020. Amazing Spider-Man, Kraven, in Sinister Six slot in 2016. In a never-before movie, we do see a prequel to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Gwen is still alive, Norman is still alive but increasingly getting sicker. He has seen and heard of Spider-Man Peter Parker following the events of the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, and having seen that he was wounded by the police officer, has hired a Russian big-game hunter, Kraven, to track him and bring him in. Norman believes that in Peter's blood is the key to curing him. Kraven ultimately captures Spider-Man and supplies Norman with vials of his blood. Norman, in an attempt to synthesize a cure, actually ends up becoming the original Green Goblin and transforms like the Ultimate version. Spider-Man and the Goblin battle it out with Norman running away weakened, which leads to moviegoers seeing the frail state that we saw Norman in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Sinister Six, movie to the first half of 2017. Spider-Man 2099, second half of 2017. This is our proposed Captain America-style franchise. Instead of a period film, we have a futuristic New York in the year 2099. Miguel O'Hara, his origin story, heads up genetics department in Alchemax and becomes Spider-Man. He is up against the evil conglomerate Alchemax, trying to battle either Venom, who will chase him through time to devour him, or Kron's Stone, the Venom of 2099. In the end, the villain is defeated while battling at Alchemax, and Miguel ends up being sent back in time to the present-day New York City. This leads up to a team-up with the 616 Spider-Man to take down Carnage. Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, first half of 2018. Eddie Brock Jr., hence his ultimate origin story but with some 616 details. In the end, Spider-Man defeats Venom and sends him to Rikers. The birth of Carnage is shown. Amazing Spider-Man, Black Cat, second half of 2018. Felicia Hardy gets properly introduced. We see her get her luck powers from Wilson Fisk as the Kingpin. Eventually, she has an encounter with Spider-Man and ends it with an understanding that she is not the bad person she appears to be. Carnage 2019, the event that Marvel has been hyping up in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. Cletus Cassidy makes his debut, and it will take a team up like no other to take him down. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Miguel O'Hara, Venom, and Black Cat join forces to bring him to justice. The original concept for this movie has it to be a little bit more violent than past films, but it will be kept as a PG-13 to keep the sweet spot of movie viewers possible to see it. Amazing Spider-Man, Jackal, second half of 2019. Dr. Miles Warren has fallen in love with Gwen when she interned at Oscorp. When she died, he blamed Spider-Man for her death and vowed vengeance. He attempted to clone her but fails. Instead of using the blood and tissue samples that Norman had Craven acquire, he creates two low-grade clones of Peter, one who will eventually become Ben Reilly and the other as Kane. He uses these clones to unleash chaos on the city, and not until Spider-Man defeats them and figures out that they are the same can he bring down the Jackal. Here we see the birth of the Scarlet Spider. Spider-Man 2099-2, first half of 2020. Miguel is stuck in the present day but is trying to get back to his own time period of 2099. However, he must keep Tiberius Stone, his future grandfather, alive or his whole existence will cease to exist. This movie encounters Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, and they battle it out, but Miguel will eventually get back to his own time. This was just some random Marvel movie aspects that were supposed to go along from 2016 through 2020. What do you think of these concepts? Leave a comment with your thoughts.